Hi everyone, welcome back. Today I'm going to be trying out some new drugstore products. I placed quite the order on Shoppers Drug Mart, and there's a lot of things here that I'm very enticed to try out today. I picked up quite a few new lip stains, some from CoverGirl and Quo, and I also grabbed some things that look inspired by some of my higher end favorites. So I'm interested to see how these products hold up, if they compare to what they're taking inspiration from, or if they stand out to me on their own. Who knows? We're gonna make a lot of discoveries in today's video. But before I crack everything open for the first time, this portion of today's video is sponsored by Omnilux. This here is the Omnilux Contour Face, and it's been a couple weeks since I started my Omnilux Red Light Mask journey, and I wanted to share my results with you so far. At first, I thought I was going to use this the most at night, but it actually is better suited for me in my routine in the morning, or if I'm sitting down here to edit my content. I love it. It just takes 10 minutes, and I can multitask while I'm treating my skin, which is awesome. What I've noticed so far, my skin feels overall calmer and a little bit more even, especially around my mouth area. The redness around my cheeks, I noticed, started to tone down. I love that this is FDA cleared and clinically proven to boost collagen and smooth fine lines. It makes me feel like I'm really investing in my skin long term and not just like a quick fix. And a funny side note, I was really curious to see my cat's reaction when I started using this. They're not phased at all. If anything, they want to eat the mask. Hi. It's mommy. I think Lani's more scared of me in the screen than she is in person. Oh my gosh. Because this is like rubbery. That's Ren's favorite texture and he eats it. I have to be so careful with putting this away. I have to hide everything that has that texture around or he chews it through. If this sounds up your alley and you're curious about it, you can use this QR code right here for 10% off at checkout. But I wanted to say another big thank you to Omnilux for sponsoring this portion of today's video. Now let's get into the drugstore products. I purchased two different types of grippy primers here. I am definitely not going to be able to get through everything today, so I'm going to have to film like a part 2 maybe next week. There's so much stuff I gotta catch up on. So this one looks like another Milk Makeup dupe. It has like same green color. This one's kind of speaking to me a little bit more because of the pink. And it also has 2% niacinamide. This is the Maybelline Grippy Serum Makeup Grip Primer. Looking at it, it has kind of like a pearly look to it. And this one comes in dropper form. It felt really nice and slippy, but I can feel the grip activating quite quickly. Okay, now that that's actually on my skin though, there's like no tack at all. Usually I stick, oh, I'm a liar. It just does not feel sticky to the touch, but I guess she is. Okay. These are the Quo Beauty bronzing drops. I opened it and it kind of exploded everywhere. But this is the tone. Looks quite nice. I like the color, and it kind of gives more of a serum-y vibe like the First Aid Beauty ones. Whew. Oh, okay. I think it'll be good once it's blended out. My face is a bit lighter than my shoulders and my chest. Sorry. Panic! These are in fact a lot more powerful and darker than the First Aid Beauty ones. Definitely not one that I would just wear on its own, but underneath foundation, hopefully it looks good. I also got the blush version. These are the Rosy Blush Drops. Okay, not at all the color I was expecting. It's like a cool pink. I was expecting something closer to the cap. For my foundation, going to be using one of my favorites. This is the L'Oreal True Match Super Blendable Foundation, and I'm using the shades 4N and I think 2.5N. I'll put them up on screen because I don't have the actual shade names. Actually, this might be okay on its own. Usually I have to mix them. This is the L'Oreal Skin Ink. It's like a foundation and a concealer, but when I was reading the description of this online, it kind of reminded me of a liquid lipstick equivalent of a concealer slash foundation. It says that it's the first of its kind, transfer resistant foundation and concealer that lasts up to 48 hours, yet light as ink. Tend to lean towards some either serum-y concealers or concealers that, ooh, this might be very, very light, look very airbrushed and matte under the eye for those blurring qualities. It does feel very interesting. I'm using the shade 20 Light Neutral. It seems to have like a very thin texture. It does dry quite quickly. Like I needed to blend over here just a bit more. It was starting to create a harsh line. I'm gonna highlight a little bit with this because that's just looking a little too stark under the eye. In my mind and how it performed, it is almost like a liquid lipstick version of a concealer, but it doesn't feel drying or tightening under my eyes. I'm excited to try this out again, and I'm curious to see what it would look like as a foundation as well. I think it could be really pretty. Taking a touch of setting powder to set my under eyes in place, but that's the only place I'm gonna add setting powder so far. Okay, now for bronzers. I repurchased this one from Quo. It's the bronzing powder, and I got the shade Cool Contour. This used to be one of my favorite products ever, and I think I may have run through it all, or maybe I decluttered of it like years and years and years ago, and I got excited when I saw it online, so I picked it up. And I also saw that they have a bronzing balm, and I couldn't help but think that this looked like the Makeup by Mario Skin Enhancer, perhaps. Ooh, it's very balmy to the touch. Yeah, and on the hand, it feels powdery, but it has that glow. That looks exactly like the Makeup by Mario Excited. Okay, shall we get even more bronze now? I feel like I'm already very dark. I feel like I almost look like I have a mustache of orange. And I picked up the shade Medium Bronze 51. The ease of use, this is just blending out with just a couple taps. It's so easy. This is a bit ochre for my tastes, but maybe it will settle in. That took like 10 seconds to bronze my skin. I really like the formula and the texture and the ease of use of this. The color's just maybe a little bit off for my personal tastes and my skin tone. When it comes to Quo's dupe products, sometimes I find them to be like product clickbait, meaning that the packaging is very similar to something else that exists, but it's kind of like a crappy formula. This one looks and feels like the inspiration through and through. Blush time, I have these two here. So both from Quo again. There's this one. This is the Soft Blur Lip and Cheek Tint and the Double Up Powder Blush Duo. So I think a Patrick Tudd dupe and a Huda Beauty dupe. I also think that this packaging was just popular at like the packaging show of 2024 or 2023 or whatever. About Face has a very similar component as well. The Quo one and Huda Beauty one are exact basically, and the About Face one is just a touch taller. So this is what this one looks like. Oh, it's like a little paint sample. The cream side looks super glossy, and I'm getting like Claire's makeup flashbacks from that glow. This is the duo in the shade Wine and Dine 79. The powder side is very glowy. It's almost like a powder version of the Beauty Light Wand stick from Charlotte Tilbury, and the cream is super slippery and serum-like. And this one here has a fun wand. It's almost like a lip oil. Feels matte in the swatch, like it feels like it has powder in it. I think I'm gonna go for that one, and that's the shade Barely There 71. And put some in the palm of my hand, and we'll go about it this way, because it seems to have quite a bit more pigment. That's very nice. I'm having a very similar experience to when I'm using like the Huda Beauty ones. The main difference is maybe this one feels a little bit more drying, but not in a bad way. It still has like that cute pearl that adds like a highlight moment, but it still has that very blurring quality to it. It's brow intermission time, so please enjoy. Wait, I forgot I had this brow gel. This is the brow lamination from L'Oreal. Looks like this, a little brushy. Okay, just a very thin spoolie. I just have a little bit of a tinted brow gel in my brows right now. Whoop. Okay, yeah. Okay, yeah, she can do the laminating thing if you want. I'm kind of over that look for my personal brows. Makes the brows very pliable. And they also have this cool looking brow tint pen. I was really excited when I opened it. It looks like a little manta ray head or something. But I was like, oh, I love that. So it gets the job done quicker. 2 strokes in 1. The color's a little bit light and warm for me, but it is quite effective. And it's made the way I like, with that thing that pushes the product out towards the felt tip. I picked up these for eyes. This is the Maybelline Color Tattoo 24-hour eye sticks, and I have the shade 115 and 25. I love the Maybelline Tattoo Studio eyeliners, the smoky ones and the original ones, so I was really excited to see that they brought out some eye crayons. And I also picked up this duo from Quo Beauty. This is the Double Up Eyeshadow Duo in Taupe Treasure. Is it pretty? I haven't looked yet. Oh yeah, very creamy. I'm using the lighter shade first. I'm gonna draw this across my lash line with a small blending brush. I'm going to start blending this. Unsure of the set time, so I'm working a bit quicker till I figure that out, and I'll slowly drag that pigment up. So far, today's drugstore video is going far better than the last time. Last time was a disaster. Okay, I'm gonna be a bit more generous with this because once this is blended out, it's quite sheer. So I'm doing my entire mobile lid instead. Switching to a bigger brush. And I'll do that more detailed application with this next color, the darker one. These are already really, really nice. They're blending without any issues. And when I add more layers, it's not picking up on itself. So I'm happy about that. A bit more on my palm here, just so I can raise this color up without adding too much pigment. I really like those. I had a feeling I would because of my trust in the Maybelline Tattoo Studio line. Those are very easy to use. And I'll layer a little bit of this duo here. I'm taking the matte side first, and then I'll just put that in my crease just to make sure everything looks nice and soft. And then I'll take the shimmer. Ooh, that's very pretty. It's like a more intense moon dust. Oh, it's definitely like a scattered glitter effect. Ooh, I like that a lot. Really pretty size. It's like a really pretty small glitter. Yeah, these are gonna be long wearing too. All that blending shifted my contacts, so I wasn't really able to see what I was doing there for a second. I just fixed them, but my eyes look really nice. It's like a cute little ethereal moment. Very cute and soft. I like them a lot. Okay, let's try out this new mascara. This is the Essence Lash Without Limits Extreme Lengthening and Volumizing Mascara. This is one coat immediately. It looks quite promising. That really lengthened my bottom lashes. I feel like a doll. That almost looks like extensions. Holy, that's a little bit much for me today. Okay, but not bad, not bad. Especially for right out of the tube, I feel like it really lived up to its claims, volumizing and lengthening. But it is flattening my lashes just a bit, but I'm assuming that's because it's really wet and fresh. So maybe once it dries out a bit, it will help keep my lashes upright. But wow, very lengthening. Very excited for this step because I'm going to dive into all of the lip stains I picked up. But before that, I'm going to swatch the lip colors I have so I can create a good combo. So the first thing I have here is the Maybelline Lifter Glaze Oil Balm. And I got the shade 10 Espresso Kiss, and I'm not sure why. It's like a very cool brown. Let's try it on though. Might be good for fall. You know what? I like that color. Once there's like a little liner, yeah, I like it. Why would I doubt myself? And I also got something basically on the opposite side of the lip spectrum. This is Quo Beauty Powder Matte Lipstick. And I got the shade Teddy 76, which might be more appropriate for this look today. Let's try. Very nice. I've been kind of turning into a matte lipstick girl all of a sudden, like these more cloudy, softening lipsticks, and I'm happy to see that this is one of the blurring kinds. I was hoping it was. Has like a little bit of a cooling minty sensation, but not in the plumping way. Like my lips feel cold. I remember considering ordering more shades in this. Now I'm wishing I did, but I was like, I need to test the waters first, see if I actually like the texture before diving in. There's another Quo Road dupe here. This is the Lip Contour Crayon, and I have the shade Medium 78. I also pulled my Lily by Red ones and the Road one. So this is Quo. Feels more similar to the Lily by Red ones, which I'm swatching next. And these are very powdery, but they kind of hold up as you blend them. And they also blur a ton. Quo looks like it has a bit more of a shine than Lily by Red. And here is the Road one, which I have found the more you blend them, the more they disappear, whereas these ones kind of hold up. And I'm not sure about this one, of course. Works pretty good, but not as good as my Lily by Red ones immediately. This is the moment I've been most excited for, the lip liner stains. So these two down here are from Quo Beauty. This is Warm Nude 25, and this is Deep Nude 49. The colors seem a little off to me. I don't mind this one, but this, I'm not getting Deep Nude from that. I'm getting Cool Mauve. Then these are the CoverGirl Outlast lip stains. I have 10 Soggy Girl. What'd you just call me? No, Sugi? 35 Canyon, 45 Brazen Raisin. I like that color a lot, and this one too. 65 Natural Blush. For reference, this is the lipstick color. I'm kind of liking those two together. Quo Beauty has 1 milliliter of product, and the CoverGirl have 1.7 milliliter of product. Love this color. And I like the applicator. It's just like a classic felt tip, but that point is really nice. The Huda Beauty ones are quite a bit more fluffy. I'll show you in a second. And it's important to blend as you go with these type of products. I remember these being at the drugstore like when I was young, and I was always such a hater because they were dry the moment you bought them. I'm happy brands are coming back with them with improved formulas. So this is Huda Beauty CoverGirl, You can see Huda Beauty has more of a fluffy wand and it's pinched and tapered a bit. And then here's Quo, which is the pointiest of the felt tips. Let's see. Okay, they stain quite well. Now I'll go in with this and I'll tap it on so it doesn't turn out so mauvey. This has been out for a while. I've tried it a few times before. This is the L'Oreal Infallible 3-Second Setting Mist. It's kind of like a dupe of the One Size setting spray. I've tried it once and I felt like I used a hairspray on my face. Like every time I moted, I felt like my face was stretching. I felt like there was a very obvious film on my face. So we'll see if that's my experience again today. It's burning my lips. Yeah, it feels like hairspray. I feel it in my hair. Just for funsies, adding a bit of this. So I was curious. And here is my makeup look for today. I definitely feel like I have hairspray on my face again. Although I do feel like this film feeling might be good for some days. For every day, it's a little bit intense. Feels like I'm wearing a mask a bit. It's a little uncomfortable and my hair definitely feels like I put a lot of hairspray in it. Everything performed really well though. The only critiques I really have are about the shades. They may just not work for me. The one thing I'm truly iffy on is the mascara, but that's probably no surprise. It did deliver though. The only thing though, it was a bit wet, so it made my lashes fall. But otherwise, it's volumizing and very, very, very lengthening. Otherwise, the things I think I'm going to use a lot and are going to enter my rotation are definitely the CoverGirl lip stains. I'm really liking these 3 shades over here. I think I'm going to use these a lot. Same with the Maybelline Color Tattoo eye sticks. Really, really nice formula, super easy to use. Sometimes I'm a bit apprehensive or nervous going into cream shadows and cream sticks because sometimes they can be a little bit more fuss than they're worth. And these are super easy to work with. I'm also really loving, chucks it across the room, really loving the brow products. The lamination brow gel works really well. It does feel a little bit on the crispy side, which I don't mind, but then I know my hairs are locked in place. And I love the concept of this faux brow. The double pronged felt tip is so handy actually. Although this is the wrong shade for me, I'm going to pick up my right shade. I keep throwing these things around. Really excited about that. It just makes things go so much quicker. It's kind of fun. I think this is going to be a big favorite. I love how it wore today. Amazing, really nice and blurring, super thin feeling, non-drying. I really like it. Now these 2 things perform exactly like their inspirations. The Makeup by Mario Skin Enhancer. It's actually astonishing how similar this formula is. Just the color I still think is a bit warm for me. And this performs exactly like the Huda Beauty blush filters. They're just slightly more matte, but otherwise finish, texture, workability, exact same. I'm actually very excited about this lip color because it clicked in my mind. I think it's gonna look so good with MAC Root for me. What a fall combo. I think that's gonna look super hot. She came for the intro and the outro, I guess. But that's going to be all from me. I really hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, make sure to give it a thumbs up. I'll have everything I use listed and linked in the description box down below, so feel free to check that out. And I'll see you in my next video. Bye.